Hi, everyone. Val with Dragonfly Crystals Next Level Channeling here with my beautiful co-host here for the free Akashic Record readings by Linda De Gonzalez and Diana Bowles and Viviani Heller. And you can go to each of the channels, like and subscribe. If you will, please, and leave a comment after this video. It really helps with the algorithms. Book a reading with any of them. Their information is down below. And so with that, we're really excited for another beautiful show with the beautiful energy of the Akashic Record Masters, which is total bliss and gorgeous high energy. So I know you'll all enjoy it. Now remember, be specific in your questions so that we can get the most direct answers to your questions and not general, because they'll just pick anything. Who knows what they'll come up with. So the masters, it's abroad. The records are, humongous. So that's why we asked for you to be specific. And also stay till the end, because we will do a clearing that you won't want to miss. And this, although, is for everyone here now and those who watch in the future. But so also, if you have any animal questions, you can go ahead and put those in the chat. That would be great too. And so we're going to take 3 deep breaths now to get grounded and centered. So take a deep breath in, hold it at the top for a few beats, and then exhale through your mouth. Another deep breath in, holding it at the top and exhaling through your mouth. And one more deep breath in, holding it at the top, and then exhale. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, and beings of light and Akashic Record Masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you. So we open ourselves as a group to the light, and we ask that the animals' records that we love are opened as well to the light. And with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided toward our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so this group, those who watch now, the animals here and in the future, those beings who watch, all beings, that includes the animals, so are given the truth to best serve us on our healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial to us in this moment. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of this group, those now, animals included, and those in the future who watch, to receive the records of our soul. The records are now open. And so we are going to go right to Silly for Linda, who's asking, I don't know if you can ask this question to the Akashic Records, but I need to know if my brothers and sisters were meant to be in my life till I go home. We haven't spoken for many years now.
I'm not quite sure how to interpret this, Sil. So I'm just going to go with my gut. You had soul contracts, all of you together, and your parents. Now, lessons to be learned. Your lessons to be learned include boundaries and respect for yourself and protecting yourself. Well, boundaries, showing respect and compassion towards your own being. Self-worth. If the lack of contact is as a result of having learned to value yourself and not to put yourself in danger, not to put yourself in the face of not to let yourself be subjected to disrespect or abuse or anything like that, how could that be a bad thing? Because sometimes that's what you have to do to be respectful of your heart and your soul, is to stay away from influences from people or activities that are harmful to you, that don't reflect your being, that don't reflect your goals, that don't reflect your yourself, that don't reflect you. Yeah, that's a difficult situation, Sil, and I'm sorry for you. I grew up an only child, and I wanted more than anything to have brothers and sisters to fight with. But that was when I was 5. I can only say that if this lack of contact is the result of supporting yourself and your own growth and protecting yourself, then it's a good thing, and don't regret it. And that's all.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for that great answer. And Silly, thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you, Silly.
Yeah,
that was a good question.
It was. And Annie Bear is asking if I was seeing a light amongst the trees today, Diana. Do the records have a file on me and the tree?
Hi, Annie. We are all rooted together, and that includes the trees, as all plant life is rooted together. We are the caregivers of Gaia. And when you have a specific tree that you are drawn to, that tree is reaching out to you with its own message of strength, of wisdom, of a need of a pruning on a broken branch, of the birds that sit within, the leaves that grow in the spring, and those that fall in the autumn. Sometimes a tree finds you more easily than the tree next to it. But the tree next to it has its own human. The light you see shining is a reflection of how the tree sees you. And that's all they have to say, Annie. I hope that helped.
Oh, that was great. Thank you, Diana, and thank you, Annie Bear, for that great question. And Lorraine, you have 3 or 4, maybe 5 questions. I know you're excited. But should I pick who sends the deer? Who was the orb? What do my guides have to say? And who are they and what's up with the orb? Or should I pick my guides? Who and what do I need to know? I think probably we'll start with this one because, Lorraine, this is probably what you really need to hear, and the others are more curiosity. But not for me to say, but this was your first question, and we'll go ahead and go with that. So Viviani, great.
Okay. Hi, Lorraine. Okay. Oh my guys. Okay. The dogs are, the guides are excited about the relationship that you're developing with your dog. And this relationship will continue to blossom. And the love and energy exchange between the two of you, it's healing for both of you. And everything else that you're seeing, perceiving are little gifts sent by your guides. That's what I got for you, Lorraine. I hope that helps you. Thank you for your question. Oh, I cannot. We can't hear you.
You're muted, Viviani.
No, that was
No,
me.
Not Viviani.
Because I was making
Okay.
too much noise, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Viviani,
May-
thank you for that. And
Go ahead.
Lorraine,
I'm sorry.
Lorraine,
No, I was just going to ask you if I
Yeah.
got my eyes had fallen on her question about the deer, and I got a hit because I'm very connected to Elena the Trods.
Okay.
You live on the ancient trods. The deer tracks that have been there, they have followed the same lines over and over for centuries. And you are on their trod, their path, their footprint. And quite often they follow ley lines. So that is probably beneath you as well. That deer sniffs the mailbox and gets your scent every time. And of course, it's aware of your scent every time it walks down the street, every time it walks near your home. So that connection with the deer is the fact that you've moved in where they have always been. And we as humans do invade the territory of the ancients.
Mm. Oh, that was great. Thank you, Diane, for that. Thank you, Viviani and Lorraine, for that question. And we're going to go to Denise. And Denise, you have two I have starred, and I wasn't sure which one you wanted to concentrate on. You have this about your mother's birthday, and does my Akashic record hold a message from her or past lives together? But then your other question is, did I use my psychic gifts in past lives as an active psychic? Today, my mother would be 79. What message? This is probably more precise of what you're asking. So for Linda. Did I use my psychic gifts in in past lives as an active psychic? And do her mother's records hold?
Well,
Does she bring forward what message, if they have any such thing?
I'll look, but generally messages from your mother would be psychic mediumship, which I mean, I am a medium and I can do that, but this is an Akashic Records show. So I feel reluctant to do so.
Whatever you want to do.
You're okay with that? Okay, all right.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, all right.
You
Okay.
do. You have to do what comes in the reading for the person. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. So let's look at the message from Mom first, because I was all tuned into the records and I sort of have to change direction a little bit. Can I have your mom's name, Alloway girl, or D? I'm sorry.
It's Denise.
D. Okay, D.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Denise. What's
Yeah.
your mom's name? Can you just put that in the chat, please?
So
Because because there's a bunch of spirits around all the time, and they all want to talk, and I need to be able to identify your mom.
Janet.
Janet. Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Okay, Janet. I see a woman who's in her maybe early 40s. I know that that's not how old she was when she died. This is how she's presenting herself to me. She looks to be in her late 30s, early 40s, really pretty and dark hair that is like kind of in a sort of in a curly shag, I would call it, like from the 70s. If anybody's old enough to remember that. Does that sound halfway as close to, does that sound like it might be your mother, Denise?
Waiting for her.
Curly dark hair.
She says Janet Miller is her
Yeah.
home name.
Curly,
She wore her hair similarly.
okay,
she
all
said.
right.
All
Okay.
right.
So this is probably Janet.
Mhm.
Okay, Janet, do you have any messages for your daughter, Denise? Oh, she's so proud of you. She's so proud of you. She's so happy you want to talk to her. She wants you to celebrate her birthday today. She wants you to do something, have some cake or chocolate or, but celebrate it and celebrate all of her birthdays. She doesn't want you to be sad about it because she says she's really happy and she loves to be around you. She spends a lot of time around you and you probably feel her. Do you talk to her in the car or something? She loves those conversations that you have with her.
Just saying her sister also died around that age and looked like her mom as well, but she hasn't responded about.
Okay. No, this woman says she's Janet.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, it is Janet. She acknowledges that today's her birthday and she wants you to celebrate it and have a good time. She loves you so much. She's so proud of you. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling.
Aww.
Yeah. Yeah. Go have a party.
So her question was, did she use her psychic gifts in the past as an active psychic?
Who, Denise? Okay. I have a little gift from Wanda here that I need to wipe up.
It's nice that
Every day is Christmas.
they're considered gifts.
Oh, yes.
They bestowed it upon you.
She did. She did. I'm baptized in the Church of Wanda. Yes, indeed.
Groucho's laughing.
Okay. So Denise, your psychic gifts have been with you through all your lifetimes. Sometimes you use them more than others, and sometimes it's not safe for you to do anything about it, or like to be open about it. But you always manage to get yourself out of town, out of Dodge in the nick of time. You always manage to like hide the moonshine before the revenue. I don't know where this is coming from. Okay, like were you like, this is so weird. Okay, you have used your psychic abilities in every single lifetime. Sometimes you didn't know that you were psychic. Like in some of those lifetimes, you weren't fully aware that this was a skill or a tool that you were using. Sometimes you just sort of had a hunch that, ooh, maybe I should, and you do it, and it turned out to be, like critical to your well-being or your perhaps even your survival. But I'm trying to check on publicly using these, like setting yourself up as a I don't see you ever having done that. Oh, wait. You have been a shaman, like a medicine person in an indigenous tribe in North America. I'm trying to locate it. It looks like the plains, but whether it's the Canadian prairies or the Midwestern plains, I don't know. Nice land, though, really nice land. And very fertile and fruitful with animals. And yeah, a small group of indigenous people, a small tribe, like maybe 50 people in your village, and you were their shaman. You did the healing and the teaching. But that's the only life that I see, Denise, where you actually just sort of came out and said, yeah, I can do this stuff. I got the woo woo. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that helps, Denise. I loved your message from your mother. It was very sweet. She's a very sweet woman.
That was sweet. Thank you.
She's a very sweet woman.
Linda, thank you for the extra service.
Oh, well, hey, you're welcome.
Appreciate
Anytime.
The fabulous mediumship and the Akashic record reading. Thank you.
Oh, we can all do it.
And so for Diana Pooja Gupta is asking, what connection do I have with Naaman or Naaman in past life?
Hi, Pooja. How are you?
All right. Love the message. Just going back now to Pooja. Thank you for that.
They're dwelling on two lives. One is like I'm trying to decide if you're in Japan, China, Vietnam, ancient Nam. And you have like this junk ship, they call them junks, but you lived on your ship. But that's not the only life they're showing me. You've had many contracts with him. In that life, you were the man. I'm assuming the man is a male. That's Diana saying that. So you were the man and he was the female. And you have like 6 little kids all at the same time. And you do begin to build a hut on shore and get off the boat. Get off living on the water all the time. And then you go out and fish and sell at market. And life improves. Ooh. And now they're taking me somewhere else and they're moving really fast. Where are we going? To the other side of the world. This side. And now you are on both. You're in South America and your siblings. You were twins. This looks to be about the 1700s. It's very tribal. But people are encroaching. The European invasion. And your life is interrupted quickly. One of the twins dies. I don't know which one it was. Was it you or him? That was a break in the connection with him. Fast forward to now, and that brings you back together. That's what they said.
Great.
Helped.
Thank you, Diana. And thank you, Pooja, for that question. And for Viviani, we have Lalima who's asking, what connection did I have with Nickel in the past life?
Kyla Lima. I get in a past life you were a married couple, but you also had another past life that you were neighbors. And the past life that you were married, you had 2 kids. And the past life that you had as a neighbor, you lived in Italy. And when you were a couple, you had a happy life together. So I hope that helped you, Lolima. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for that beautiful answer, Viviani, and thanks, Lolima, for that question. And for Linda, we've got Captain Morgan asking,
Yeah.
what was my last life?
Is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's clear enough.
Yeah, that's clear enough, Captain Morgan. That's pretty precise. Pretty,
Spot on.
yeah. Let me just sink in here and it feels like it's the early part of the 20th century. And you're American. You volunteer for World War One. Because at that point the United States hadn't actually joined the war, but you volunteered for it because you thought bad things would happen and you figured it was something worth fighting for. You were young. You were like 18, really idealistic and high-minded and intelligent. You came from a family that was middle class. Like you weren't all that wealthy, but you were better off. You had a cook. Like you were able to your family could afford a cook. I'm not getting much in the way of location. I just see a nice house. Nice family, like solid family. No, just sort of the usual human quirks. There wasn't really any kind of toxicity there. There wasn't any kind of really poisonous sorts of relationships. And you broke your mom's heart. You broke your mom's heart when you went off. Like just joining I believe you went as part of, you volunteered and you were accepted in the British Expeditionary Forces. So I don't know if that was a thing or not. That's just what I'm being told. You fought with British soldiers and some Canadians and some Australians too. There's a whole bunch of you guys from different countries in that particular unit. And you died in the mud in Belgium. And you thought it was worth it. You thought it was worth it to stop what was going on. Wow. As you lay there dying. Well, I'm sorry. This is probably like really too dark.
I'm getting the chills.
Right. It's probably really too dark to be talking about.
It isn't dark because it's this play and we're playing a character. And we came down, we said, oh, I'm going to play this character.
Yeah.
And you're learning all that. And you learned what it was to have honor.
Yeah.
And to be in that
duty and honor and to stick up for what you believe in.
Working in a team with all your fellow. Yeah.
And really, I think that the overwhelming lesson for you in this, Captain Morgan, was to stand up for what you believe and put your money where your mouth is. That if you think something is wrong, that you feel you have to stand up for it. And that's where you learned that lesson with your life. I'm in awe. I'm so in awe of that kind of dedication. Good for you.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Thank you,
sacrifice. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Captain Morgan. That was a
that lifetime you spent doing that.
Yeah.
So, because we're all one, so we do it all for each other. That's why you should always love your fellow humans because you're loving yourself.
Yes.
Uh,
Absolutely.
thank you for that, Linda and Captain Morgan. And for Diana, am I meant to help my estranged son who has mental health problems, and how?
Hi, Kay. What I am getting is that not this time around. This is a path that he chose and he has to go it alone. He's estranged from you for a reason. You cannot stop its natural flow. It has to continue on for the fulfillment of his contract here and now. That's the next go around. His lesson is learned, cleared. And then you can choose to be in his life in a different way, as a caregiver, as a parent, as a friend, as a sibling. But this is a journey he has to do on his own. I'm sorry, Kay, but that's what they've told me.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you for that. And Kate, thank you for your question. And we have Karen Doyle for Viviani, who's asking, do I have any past lives with any of my 4 siblings?
Okay. Hi, Karen. I'm getting that you were cousins in a previous life. Spent a lot of time together during the teenage years. And you all had a long life and developed a close relationship. And part of that closeness was the reason why they want to come back and be and that your siblings now want to be back together. I got strong wound. I hope that helped you, Karen. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for that, Viviani, and thank you,
Hmm.
Karen, for your question. We're going to just say thank you to MJ 420 for the super sticker, and thank you, Leah,
Hmm.
for the super sticker. Really,
Yeah, thank you.
and
Thank you.
and we're going to go to Linda with Beth, who's asking, please tell me what the records show for the next few years for travel and work for me. Well, really, it's not a predictive situation. I mean, there are things in the records since all time is now that probably are written in there if you were going to look, if you could read the timeline of the future. But the little things that we have free will on, those are not going to be written in there. So what Linda can read on is what the records show for you at this very moment, so that it's going to foretell in that way of saying, this is where you're at right now. Your now moment is what you're bringing in the future, if you look at what you're holding in your consciousness. So, Linda?
Yeah, that's why I'm not fond of reading the future because
You don't have to go into the future. You're
no,
just
I
going to
just
go into this
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah. The
it's just
future is, the records are not predictive. It's not a psychic reading. It's
yeah,
things that are in your records from the past and what is happening now. And your records
yeah.
masters can tell you about that. The rest is your free will. So,
You may change what you're doing. I see um Beth, whatever it is that you're doing right now, uh in the next couple of years that might change. I'm not sure if you're aware of your desire for change right like today. But opportunities are going to be coming for change um, within a fairly short period of time. Like I'm getting within some months, you're going to get the opportunity to have some change in your work. You may decide not to. Um, but these opportunities will crop up periodically for you. At some point, you will decide that, yes, you do want to change. And that point will occur probably in 2 years, maybe 3, 2, I think. Um, good change. It's a good change. Don't fight it. They're telling me you shouldn't fight it because it's a good change and it's meant for your growth and development, and you will come out stronger and better and more skilled, and yeah, it will mean a lot. It'll mean a lot of good things for you. In terms of okay, so you just want to know about travel and work. I'm getting that you can travel whenever you want, wherever you want to go. So that's totally free will. I got nothing. I got nothing preordained on that. The message is really clear to me that it's what you want, when you want, where you want. There's there's nothing. There's no blocks. I mean, there might be flight delays. There might be, that you can't get a ticket, that kind of stuff. But that's like that's not in your way. Yeah, so you have some changes to look forward to in the next 2 or 3 years, and good. You know, I see nothing. There's nothing but positive ahead of you, as far as they're telling me. I hope that helps, Beth. Have
Yeah.
confidence. Have confidence.
Thank you so much, Linda. And thank you for that question, Beth. And for Viviani, a light worker's asking, can you tell me about a past life I have with my daughter that will have a great influence on our current incarnation?
Okay. Hi, light worker. I'm getting that in a past life, you were your daughter's grandmother. And you had a very close relationship, and you were um, your daughter, as your granddaughter, was very spoiled in a good way. You were a proud grandmother, and your daughter, as your granddaughter, was brought you a lot of joy. And that you waited a long time to have that granddaughter, so she did bring you a lot of joy. Yeah, that's what I got for you, light worker. Thank you for your question. I
Thank
hope
you.
that helps you.
Thank you, Viviani. And thank you,
Hmm.
light worker, for your question. And for Diana, we have Sonia who's asking, can you tell me if I was ever a Viking?
Hi, Sonia. Yes, you lived in that era. You weren't a man, you were a woman. But remember, women fought side by side and were just as strong as their men, especially back in those days. Oh, and you were part of the Leif Erikson. Yeah, they're showing me the shores of Canada. And maybe Leif Erikson is not the correct name for me to be using because that's not really what they said. I couldn't hear it clearly. But they are showing me Canada, the shores of Canada, Moncton, New Brunswick area. It wasn't Moncton then, of course. And you journeyed back and forth several times. And they were peaceable times at that moment for you. So, yes, you were there.
Great. Thank you for that, Diana. That was great. And thank you, Sonia, for that question.
Oh,
And
that
for
was
Linda, we have Joy Joy. May I ask, what do the records say about love and career for me? Thank you.
Hi, Joy Joy. I love your username.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh,
Joy, joy, joy.
I'm hearing the road of love is a rocky one. In terms of love, it may be a while before you find it, but you have to stick to your guns. You have to stick to your principles and your deal breakers, you know, your non-negotiables, and and you will be rewarded. You will find your match. It won't be quick. So like 5 years I'm getting. And it'll happen very unexpectedly, uh, in a way that you can't imagine. So I don't know. It's just I'm getting like a big surprise kind of, yeah, big surprise. It'll be a big surprise for you. In terms of your career, you actually become well known in a really specific niche area. Like I'm getting you're some kind of subject matter expert. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what that means. So I can just tell you what I hear. Um, but your career seems to, you know, there'll be ups and there'll be downs. There'll be times that um, that you're bored. There'll be times where things are really interesting, and you're doing interesting stuff. And there'll be just, I mean, just the usual sort of human stuff that goes on when you work for 40 years, you know? Um, but you'll be able to come to the end of your life and look back and with a sense of accomplishment about your work. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you
That's a
for
great
that,
question,
Linda.
Joy.
Yeah, thank you for that great answer too, Linda. So thank you, Joy. And Lisa for Viviani's asking, why in this life have I planned not to drive?
Hi, Lisa. I at first got it comes from fear. fear and lack of confidence. You have the power to change that. They're saying that you have a choice. The fear is an illusion. I hope that helps, Alisa. Thank you for your question.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you so much, Viviani. And thank you,
Mhm.
Lisa, for that question. We're going to take one more for Diana, and then we're going to do the clearing. So Dolores is asking, may I have a reading from my guide? We'll call out the Akashic Record Masters. Or we'll say this now moment.
Hi, Dolores. Your people have a sense of humor. They're saying, let's have a Dolores. And what that is the last drink for the night. But what does that mean? Why are you telling me that? Oh, that you at one time, this was in a speakeasy, and you have a British accent. You're saying you sowed most of your wild oats back then. You learned that that wasn't the best outcome for yourself. And in this lifetime, you are really a healer, a light worker, that you need to stretch your reaches in Reiki. Stretch your reaches in Reiki, and that's where they cut it off. So I hope that helps you in some way. I hope that makes some sense to you.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much, Diana. And thank you, Dolores, for that question. And that concludes the question portion of our journey today. And we're going to go to the clearing of with the Akashic Record Masters. And who would like to do the clearing?
I will. If no one else is volunteering, I'll be glad to.
Okay, go ahead. Take it away, Diana.
So please, let's start with the same 3 breaths to close that we began with. Inhale. Exhale through your mouth. Inhaling again. Exhale. One last time. Exhale. Please place us in a steady stream of divine white light, your white light of divine guidance and grace. Michael, wrap your blue bubble of protection around us that shrinks to fit as we step into the healing teal green orb of Raphael that floats and spreads and shares and transfers. The divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and grace, so mote it be.
Okay. Thank you for that. And very powerful.
Thank you.
Clary.
Thank you, Diana.
And so we're going to go to the closing. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the group and those who watch in the future and any and all animals. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion toward our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the records of this group and the animals and those who watch in the future, including animals. The records are now closed. And thank you all for the wonderful donations, which we share on the channel. And thank you all for being here with your beautiful questions. I wish we could get to all of them in an hour, but it's impossible. The question, each session takes as long as necessary. And but we love having your energy here and love sitting in this Akashic record beautiful field of love. So thank our readers, Linda Day Gonzalez, Viviani Heller, and Diana Bowles. Like and subscribe. You can see the information below. Leave a comment on the channel. Don't book a session. All love. Bye.
Thank you all.